this is Chris.
This is Andy. We're from Frank Taylor Associates. Nice to see you. What are we going to do today?
So today we are going to give answers to the most asked questions on Google relating to our market.
That's disappointing. About our market. Okay, right. So let's have a look. So this one is about buying a dental practice. So what do you reckon the number one question is going to be?
Let's have a look. So to start with, we've got how much deposit do I need to buy a dental practice?
Do you want to go with that one?
So let's give you some context. If you go back pre-COVID, it was a solid 10%. All the banks pretty much 10% across the board. As we came out of COVID, it then spiked up about 20% as there was nervousness in the market. I'd say we're probably down at a steady 10 to 15% for most people. Some people it's a little bit higher, but I'd say 10 to 15%.
And I think the other thing depends what type of practice you got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
That's good. Excellent.
There we go. Number two.
What we got?
Sir.
Which one is how old do you need to be to buy a dental practice?
How old?
Is that really the second most asked question?
How old?
Is it?
You got to be older than like 12. In fact, you've probably got to be a dentist, so that means you've got to be about 25 or something.
Yeah. In reality, you've got to do your GCSEs. You need to get your A levels. You need to get into dental school. When you get into dental school, it's 5 years. So yeah, I think that puts you to sort of early mid-20s, something like that. But that's when you qualify as a dentist. That's your pathway through to owning a dental practice.
I'm just a bit stunned, actually.
It's a weird question.
How old? That must be lots of people thinking, how do I become a dentist and how do I become profitable and make loads of money?
But also it means there's some really early thinking going on.
Flip. So, those of you who are watching who are 12, make sure you do your GCSEs and get qualified. So, number three, over to you.
This is it. The third most asked question on Google is, how do I start buying a dental practice?
How do I start buying a dental practice? I think, for me, the first one is register with an agent is probably quite a good idea, because it's a bit like buying a house. If you want to buy a house, you register with an agent. Yeah. Otherwise, you don't actually know which ones are being sold. Yeah. Unless you write a letter, of course. But they get quite a lot of letters. Yeah. Practice owners, what have you written? 1 a day, 2 a day?
Oh, I thought so.
Yeah. So.
And also, I think if you register with an agent, you also start to see details of practices on the market. Yeah. So your knowledge of what's involved in that process just grows massively.
Do we
just
talk
by
about money?
receiving those details.
Do you reckon that might be another question?
Might be.
Okay, we'll talk about money. Right, okay.
Here
Next question.
This is the fourth most asked question on Google for people that put buying a dental practice. And we have, how do you finance a dental practice purchase?
I'm a bloody genius.
Good job, we didn't answer that 10 seconds ago.
We didn't answer that question, yeah. So, Mr. Acton, how do you finance a dental practice purchase?
So you have choices. You can have incredibly wealthy parents, of which there are some.
There are some
incredibly wealthy parents. Yes.
Or aunties.
Yes. That works.
Brothers, sisters.
For the majority of people, you need your 10 to 15% deposit, and then you can go to a bank. And there are loads of banks out there. I mean, dentists are fortunate.
Can you go to any bank?
In theory, yes, but you really want to be finding a bank that specialises in dentistry. But then within that bank, the bank manager that also understands dentistry, because it's about banks and managers.
Right.
You can approach a bank directly. There are specialist brokers out there that will do it for you. And bearing in mind that they're probably raising tens, if not hundreds of millions of pounds worth of money for dentists a year. So that might be a good path to go. But mostly, you're going to be buying a dental practice and financing it from a bank that understands dentistry, and that will get you on the path to owning your practice.
So not all banks are the same, and not all branches of those banks are the same.
No.
Oh, okay. Right. No. Excellent. Okay, this is the last question. Now,
so
I'm wondering how old do you have to be to sell the dental practice? I don't know.
Right, so the
Number
people
5,
on Google, the people that asked buying a dental practice, the fifth most popular question was, do staff come with buying a dental practice?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
No, you buy a building and there's no people in it, and then you're completely screwed. I think actually Andy can probably put a better picture on this one.
You do, yeah. So effectively, when you buy a dental practice, you buy the business. So you're buying that patient base, access to the building, whether that's freehold or leasehold, but the team that work in that building. So the team come with that dental practice. And there's a regulation, we don't get too boring, but TUPE means that those team members transfer from the practice owned by you to me when I run a dental practice. So in a perfect world, in an ideal world, the team members who were there before you bought the practice will all be there on day one when you have taken over the practice.
And they're protected, aren't they?
Yes.
I know that some people are very nervous about people they've had working, that they're just going to get sacked because they love their team as much as their practice and their patients. But,
they kind of
they are secure.
Yeah, it's kind of continuation of terms of employment. So you don't effectively move from one employer to another. You just transfer with that business. So yeah, you're secure.
Wow, there we go.
So there we go.
I'm amazed at, especially how old, but the top 5. Wow, there you go. Top 5 questions on Google.